Show me what you can do.
Put up with that.
Show me what you can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, we finally defeated this prick. And so I think I've just pretty much figured out the proper way to fight these guys. I did go and level up some fighting skills. You can see I'm now using Wenzel's sword. I also have this, which helps me do a bit more damage. I have 160, up to 160 strength. I was trying to go for dual wielding, but I obviously did not have the learning points to pull that off. So what I did there was apparently functional. Essentially, you just wait for, you know, what seems like a good opening, and you do the quick attacks, and just keep doing the quick attacks until the guy blocks. And as soon as he blocks, warm up the stab. And if you do it at the right time, he won't be able to counterattack before you pull it off. So that worked. And just don't get cocky like I did, because I, on a couple of occasions, just tried to pull it off in a nice flourish, which didn't work.
What have you done to Ahmed? The man's completely worn out.
Isn't that why I fought him?
Well, yes, you've got a point there.
And his dominion will come.
Fine. Now bring on this savage fellow, and then I'll be champion, right?
Whoa there, whoa, I never said that.
What? Are you toying with me?
No, of course not. Father of swift combat. But you still need to go up against the Temple Fighters. Special order from Tisga. Only if you can hold your own against the Temple Fighters will you be named champion of Bakaresh.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
Hey, you didn't ask. But it will bring you glory and honor.
And hopefully some gold, too. Send in Mufasa, then.
A great sum for a great fight. Hey, please slow down a little this time. Got it? The audience expects to see something for their money.
I don't really have time to lose here, though. That's the problem. So, well, he wants us to put on a show. I think, screw him. As long as we do what we're here to do, we've earned our gold and our glory. Now, this sword is interesting. It's actually very much based on the paladin sword, but the hilt looks different, if I recall correctly. This hilt actually comes from, well, not the whole hilt, but just a handle and the pommel It actually comes from the katana, I believe. So it's interesting that they do that. But anyway, we've got a fight to hopefully not fuck up. This guy really shouldn't be any harder than
You're as good as defeated.
Ahmed was. Oh my god, it's lagging like a crazy thing. I don't know why it didn't do what I asked it to do there. Oh my god, this lag is insane. Wow, he does not want to block. That is fucking silly. I just had to fall back, make sure I didn't run out of stamina. This guy's got a lot of health, though. That's the only problem. Or at least a lot of defense. I'm not foolish enough to try and work around that, but he is not going to quit. Like I said, remember to block, and he's clearly not interested. Fortunately, he did get me back there, which made me nervous. How the... Scheiße. Damn, this is close. Because he only needs to get one hit on me to do the kind of damage I'm doing in that entire flurry. So, it's a bit nerve-wracking. No, sir, and you're going down. Or not. Yeah, eat it. That was something. Unfortunately, none of these guys really have as good a stuff as the first guy did. But if you remember, what's his name? It said that we have to take on the two temple fighters, which are these two guys here. So we have to take them both on at the same time. They're obviously just as tough as Mufasa was alone. But together, it's going to be a bitch. Now, these guys, one of them actually drops their armor. So, what's tricky about this is that you obviously need to take them both down and be able to loot one of them. Or loot both of them if you want to try and get their armor, because I'm not really sure which one of them carries it. But, yeah, if you knock one down a lot sooner than the other one, obviously you don't have to worry about fighting him anymore, but if he gets up before you take down the other guy, then you don't get the armor. So that's going to be something. I don't know if we're really going to be able to pull it off right now. I'll do one attempt, see how well it goes, and if it does not go smoothly, I will not even bother to make another attempt.
Right here in the arena of Bakaresh, the impossible became reality. Mufasa the Savage has been defeated. Here stands the victor.
And he has come to get his gold.
But of course, vanquisher of Mufasa, I told you I would make you rich.
Right. Now what about the temple fighters?
Those aren't just any old fighters, oh no. One of them was the gatekeeper of Ishtar, and the other used to hunt nomads all over the desert. Both have earned this job in Bakaresh, and struck down more opponents than all barbarians combined.
Never mind. You know what I want.
Well, we'll give it a try. I don't expect much from it.
Bring on the temple fight.
So be it. Let eternal fame for the winner, a mouthful of sand for the loot. Good luck, fighter. I'm curious to see how long you last.
We'll see. As I said, I don't expect much. But we'll do what we can. Having some trouble there, buddy? Oh, this'll be a fuss.
You're as good as defeated.
Yep, that happened. Ladies and gentlemen, that sucks. Fuck that. I think we'll give it one more try, just because,
You're as good as defeated.
for some reason you just can't block that power attack. Which is fucking irritating. Yeah, there's no chance in hell. I can't hit one of them without getting hit by the other. Yeah, see, this is just fucking stupid. Now, what you could do, if you're having too much trouble with that fight, is just turn the difficulty down, because not only does that give them less health and damage, it also changes their AI pattern, so they won't both attack you at the same time. So that would definitely make it a lot easier, but that's not really something to be proud about. So let's just carry on with some other things. Maybe someday we can come back and finish that. Akrabor.
Hey, watch it.
What?
Don't go running around here.
Why not?
There are savage nomads who attack everybody on sight. You'll also find a lot of lurkers over there. And when I say a lot, I mean a whole lot. We can only hope that they're all going to kill each other off.
I have come to get your report.
Well, Silvio sent you, right?
Exactly.
I can't give you that report. If Silvio finds out what is going on here, he'll have my head.
So?
So, help me deal with those nomads and Silvio can have his report.
Noink.
Tell me all about those nomads.
There is only a handful of them, but they're armed to the teeth. We kept an eye on them. They're sitting in a cave right over there.
Then let's finish them off.
Are you out of your mind? Those are nomads. And tell you what, better flush them out, and then we finish them off here.
I think it's a lot easier for me to just take them on my own. Basically, he's suggesting that you try and lure the nomads out so you can all fight them out here in the open, which to me seems like a worse idea. Although maybe not. Since they have archers and stuff, they could probably hold that cave mouth better than we could. I'm surprised that one didn't get hurt by that at all. Oh, wow. Only needs one. Whoops. Lazarus. God damn it. Not what I wanted at all. Nope. Simple enough. You're a nobody. Do you have anything interesting? You have a note and some ore arrows. Interesting. Artifacts, eh? You know, I did pick up a note from somebody else. No, it wasn't a note. It was Yugel's diary. I never actually read it. Yugel's diary. According to the legend, the sword one needs is production of 4 objects. Fire, aerial, earth, and water elixirs. The ore tongs from Nordmar. Song of the Elements, which I believe we found. It's an ordinary ore blank. So none of this really tells us where the water elixir is, which is the last one we need. I need to make sure I don't miss that somewhere. Now, this diary clearly did not exist in the vanilla game because, well, I mean, it's all broken English, and what? All broken English, and it talks about an item that did not exist in the vanilla game. So, let's read this. Gonzalez? Good God, everyone's in with the nomads. Actually, Gonzalez is someone we haven't met yet. I forgot. He's the leader of Morasul, where we will find ourselves in due time. Wonder how he has dealings with people all the way up here, though. That's quite a ways away. There's not too much of value in here, except for this old chest. Let's see what this has for us. Oh, nothing fancy, nothing fancy. Alright, now the lurkers are not important. You don't have to kill them, but we are going to kill them just because I believe we will need their skins later. There are plenty of sand lurkers to be found just about everywhere anyway, but nothing wrong with taking care of these ones. Could certainly use the experience. We need a bit more to get the stuff we need. Now, I don't really care to invest too much more in ancient magic, just because we don't really need it. I mean, it would be nice to have some of these. Actually, I might work towards the Fire Mage. But I don't know if we can even get that yet. But if we can, that'll be fantastic. But I do just want to try and learn how to dual wield. So that'll be a huge help.
Those nomads are history.
Boy, oh boy, you did really well. Here is a little something for you. This is how the city of Bakaresh shows its appreciation.
What about your report?
Hey, man, no problem. Go to Silvio and tell him that we have the situation under control.
And of course, there's no reason we couldn't have delivered that report without coming and killing all these guys. This one. So now we just need to go talk to Benito, the guy who we beat up on our first trip here.
Silvio sent me. He wants your report.
So, I'm warning you, if you are planning something dirty, I'm watching. Do you get my drift?
How are things?
It doesn't look good. Nomads are roaming around outside the city. Those damn raiders have attacked the oasis. Go to the city and report it to Silvio.
Well, bugger. I guess that is a shame. Although, perhaps these nomads are people we can work with.
Benito sent me.
What does he have to report?
The oasis outside the city was raided by nomads.
Damn, that's bad news. Tisgar isn't going to like that at all. We'd better be careful in the south. Here, this is for you. And carry on.
I brought Akrabor's report.
And?
The situation is quiet.
I think we both know that we don't have Akrabor to thank for that. Here, you should be paid for your work.
Damn right I should.
Do you have anything else that needs to be done?
Sandcrawlers have shown up behind the arena again. There are more and more of them.
There's always
Beasts
crawlers.
must have a nest somewhere. So track down the beasts, find their cursed nest and smoke it out.
Alrighty then. So we're at 70% reputation now. And dealing with it should put us at least the 75 we need to get into the temple. So we don't need to become arena champion in order to get into the temple, as long as we do everything else possible.
And his dominion will come, and then those who have drawn his wrath.
So all we need to do is take out the crawlers back here. They also have a cave, but I don't really remember if there's anything that special inside of it. I don't think there are nearly as many crawlers as there were near Benarai. We just need to start blasting fools. That one didn't even flinch. Still more. Knock, knock. Oh, there's one. And kabloo! Probably more down here then. Oh, good God. Wow, I don't know what's up with the lag today. But it is something. Alright, so that's all the crawlers, no big deal. Rusty battle axe, also no big deal. Got some dark mushrooms, which I will take. I don't know, you know what, I think we might need crawler, like sand crawler stuff for the same quest that, we need the jackal skins for. I don't really remember. And now, we're friendly with
I
these
dealt
people.
with your crawler problem.
I assume you took out the whole nest?
Sure.
You've done pretty well so far. Keep at it. Here, this is for you.
Alrighty then. The gold is not really that important. It's just the fact that we can now get inside the temple. For what it's worth, there's not a whole lot to it. And if you tried to rob everything, you'd obviously get in a lot of trouble.
And his dominion will come.
So yeah, this is what used to be the black mage robe, although it did not have any yellow to it. The yellow textures were added by the content mod, I believe. But they repurposed the fire robe for the dark mage robe and just made this the elite Hashishin armor.
So what about it? Will you let me enter the temple?
You have served the city of Bakaresh well. You now have access to the temple.
Can you teach me now?
You have served the city well, son of the Hashishin. I am willing to let you partake of my wisdom.
Wonderful. So he's just going to teach you more ancient knowledge. There's nothing we can learn from him that we haven't learned from somebody else. Now this guy actually won't really stop you if you try to go through. But you can tell him that you're allowed through.
Amul sent me. Now let me through.
Of course.
And that's it. I don't think this guy has any real purpose besides for that. I wish Amul would shut up. And for some reason, the temple is only accessible through a cave. Which is kind of interesting. They kind of built it into the hillside here.
It's better if we don't talk to each other. It's better if we don't talk to each other.
Whatever you say. Just a slave here cleaning the temple. A couple warriors around here. None of them are really that important. Anyone who's important, at least during the daytime, will be out here. There are only 2 people besides that slave that you can actually talk to here. And you are one of them.
But those who met Beliar's wrathful gaze never again found peace. How did you get in here?
Amul said it was all right.
Amul. Amul is old. He would let anyone who jingles a few coins into the temple.
Do you have work for me?
What? What have I done that you disturb me? If you are looking for work, go out into the desert and kill nomads. And now, delay me no longer.
Oh, not so fast.
I have a letter here from Sancho.
What? Show me. Aha. What? Ah, I see. Yes. If that is the case, then of course I will put in a good word with Zubin for you.
So, by doing that, by helping Sancho and getting that note and bringing it to Sigmar, we have improved our reputation with the Hashishin pretty much double from where we were. So it was 15 points of reputation with the Hashishin, which is a big step up. There's no other faction in the game that has... I mean, apart from the Nomads and the Rangers, who don't really offer anything for all that reputation, but... yeah, that's the only one of the 3 major factions that you can get such a huge reputation boost in such a relatively small amount of work. But I never actually ended up reading the note. Essentially, it was Sancho sort of blackmailing Sigmar about how he owes him a favor, and we were the one redeeming that favor. Now here's where it gets kind of fun. As I said before, when Aldo said he puts his trust in us to put in a good word with Sigmar, I said that he puts more than his trust in us, he also puts his life in our hands. And we're about to find out why.
Ah, by the way, do you know Aldo?
Aldo? The merchant Aldo? What about him?
I think very highly of him. He sends his regards, and he is a good man.
I see. He asked you to say that. But what is your opinion of him? Is he a good man or not?
Now, if I say he's alright, what happens is Sigmar just says, okay, well, we won't do anything about him. He can stay here. But if I don't really think much of him,
He's just not on the ball.
Yes, that is correct. Kill him. I do not care how you do it, but say nothing to anyone.
So much for Aldo. I have no idea why this guy is so bipolar. If we say Aldo's alright, he'll let him live. If we say, yeah, he's nothing special. For some reason, Sigmar thinks he deserves to die. And, really there's only one way to do it.
No magic tricks.
Now, since he doesn't really have anything for that trouble, I don't really feel like doing it. He's not such a bad guy, really. Other than owning slaves, which is, of course, an abomination, but he'll get his just rewards once we decide to vanquish the Hashishin, which will happen at a much later date.
He's all right.
Fine. If you say so. He may continue to enjoy our favor.
And that's all it is. Aldo doesn't really get anything out of it because, well, we didn't really make a glowing endorsement for him. We just said he's not so bad. And this tower is there's a lot of design to it for something that doesn't amount to anything. There's nothing in the middle of it. You know, there's no winding spiral staircases and gold-filled chambers. There is this weird interior to the spire. And there's absolutely nothing to it. I have no idea why they designed the tower like this, but there's no point to it. The actual temple itself is right here. It's a bit modest compared to this whole annex to it, really. But that there is the ultimate shrine to Beliar, which appears headless for some reason. Unless it's not actually a person in front, but it looks like it might be. No, maybe not. It actually looks like a pair of wings sort of surrounding something, but I'm not really sure. It's really hard to tell. It seems to be made of obsidian or something of the sort. And this is the equivalent to the Shrine of Enos that we found in the monastery. So if we tried to pray at it now,
I am not ready for that.
and that's all that happens. Now what's interesting, well, he's got some nice dancers here, because of course this is the Hashishin after all. Now for some reason there's this weird glowing sort of glass case. Almost seems like a magical barrier of sorts around the drop here. I don't know if there's some means of actually getting over it. It might be taller than it really looks. But I just want to see if there's some way to get over it. Obviously, if we drop down there, there's no really getting back out. If the fall itself doesn't end up killing us. And Torchamanga. Nope. Oh, I'm stuck. Yeah, there's no getting around it. Invisible walls. Alright, so here's Tisgar, the highest black mage just short of Zubin himself. Although Zubin isn't really a mage, when you think about it. Now, this is interesting. These statues, you don't really find them anywhere else, and I'm not sure who they represent. They're obviously supposed to be very important figures in the Hashishin culture. This one seems to have a staff of some kind, which looks like it's based off the halberd design, just without the blade. Then here's a fellow. He's masked, so it's really hard to identify who he might be. Of course, we can't really identify that guy either. None of the NPC faces, besides the most important ones, are really that detailed. But for some reason, he's holding what seems to be a Mertanian sword. Definitely not a Hashishin design. But I don't know if that's a sword. I can't really tell just by the shape of it if that's a sword that exists in the game. It looks smaller than the two-hander, but very similar to it otherwise. And then, of course, some golden gargoyles.
A long road lies behind you, pilgrim.
I hope I haven't come in vain.
As long as your intentions benefit our community, no road is ever in vain. Quite the contrary. We reward everyone who works for us. With gold, with fame and with the knowledge of dark magic.
That sounds pretty good. What can you teach me?
I will teach you the art of dark magic.
So he can teach you the highest knowledge of the black mages, which isn't really that helpful to us.
How is my reputation with your group?
There's no question that you have made efforts on our behalf. But many strangers have come to our land. Some come as our guests, others as our enemies. They kill our people and steal our gold. Recently, that happened right outside our city. The oasis was plundered.
Now, I do kind of have to make a point here. I talked in a previous episode about how... Or, I didn't really talk about it, I just more kind of mentioned it as a point of humor. But I just mentioned how the Hashishin talk about like an evil that has befallen them, in spite of the fact that they are clearly the wicked ones here. And someone responded saying that, you know, it's all relative. The Hashishin may not necessarily view themselves as the wicked or unjust group. And I did kind of respond saying that it doesn't seem like there's any doubt of that. They enslave people, they murder people, they make off with all this like gold and treasure, and they clearly live in a very luxurious sort of, what's the word, hedonistic lifestyle. And they never really seem to try and justify their actions to say that, you know, they never try to justify it in a way that implies that they think they are in the right here. It just more seems like they live a lifestyle in the idea of survival of the fittest. But then here, Tisgar is saying that the nomads are actually the ones robbing them and killing them. When, to an extent, they're right. But this is all stuff, like, the only thing they're being robbed of is stuff that they stole from the nomads in the first place in many cases. And they're laying claim to the oases, which they could easily, if they were so inclined, just share with the nomads. It's not like those things are going to dry up just because they're sharing them. So they're fighting over oases because the nomads are trying to claim them, and the Hashishin are trying to claim them, whereas the nomads are simply trying to defend their own access to it. And if that means that they have to kill the Hashishin and so forth to do so, you know, they feel that so be it. That's just what they have to do. And they do rob the Hashishin as well in order to turn that gold over and obtain supplies for themselves using their contacts with the slaves. And again, that's a very underhanded methods used by the nomads, but it's just sort of a point of necessity. I mean, where, you know, their people are being enslaved, and there's no way they can really free those slaves, but they can ensure that those slaves help the people who are still free and still need to survive out in the desert. So, you know, maybe the definition of evil between the two groups is fairly ambiguous, but I don't think there's any doubt that the Hashishin know that they are performing essentially crimes against humanity, and the nomads are simply responding to that in kind. And it's just the definition of ownership is that, hey, we got it. Like, we're the Hashishin, we have all this stuff. How we got it is besides the point. But the nomads are in turn stealing it from us, so we have to get it back. So there is a certain ambiguity, at least from their eyes.
I'll take care of the problems at the oasis.
Good. I've heard that the raiders from the north have allied themselves with the nomads. Let them feel the wrath of Beliar.
I could use some help at the oasis.
Really? Then take Silvio with you. He's a good fighter. A bit of a change will do him good. So be it. Silvio shall accompany you.
That's that. So if we wanted to attack the oasis, we could have Silvio come with us. Well, we don't really want to do that, because we want to have perhaps a chat with these nomads. And apparently some northerners as well. But if we brought Silvio with us, he would just kill them. Now, if you went straight this way, you would reach it eventually, but obviously there are crocodiles and lurkers that way, so we're just going to go straight through it. We need the experience anyway. Oh dear. No, sir. Crocodiles are fairly harmless. They're not nearly as aggressive as the ones in Risen 3. 2 solid fireballs will do it. Actually, I guess you can't really get from this way, so that explains why the nomads don't come from this direction. So be it. There will be sandcrawlers along the way and other kinds of dangers. So, we'll try and avoid them. Now there... Oh, no avoiding this one. There is an island, and I don't remember... That is the island that kicks off the quest. I don't think it is. There's the whole Guru quest, which I've mentioned more than once. Now, a couple people have clarified that to me more than once because I kind of kept forgetting the real answer to it, but I guess the entire quest was actually added by the community patch itself. Now, the patch normally just fixes problems, but this is actually additional content by the patch, which was designed as kind of a joke because of the whole Where is the Guru crash that plagued this game from the early days. And no one really understood what the error report meant by "Where is the Guru?" So it became a joke that they invent this quest where you actually have to find the Guru, whoever he may be. Oh dear. Go! Are you kidding me? That is a bugger. Kill that thing. Well, that was lucky. I didn't think I would hit him. Oh, I hate bloodflies so much. So we'll just check out this island really quick before we move on to the oasis. Just see what kind of, Oh! Scared me, buddy. I don't really need mana potions nearly as much as I used to, and I'm happy about that. So Murtana is one of few places, or not Murtana, Varage is one of few places where you actually get different combat music. But the default one that everyone's sick of does still show up once in a while. I think that one got away. There seem to be a lot of lurkers here, and not really much in the way of treasure. And some healing plants as well, for what it's worth. Damn, dick ton of lurkers. They never cease. Ah, here's a chest. Make sure my arse is clear. And a large chest. What? Haven't seen one of these in a while. Let's see what it's got for us. Nothing special. That's the problem with the large chest is they... Hang on, I can unlock the lurker? That's disgusting. Oh boy. And more blood flies. Goddamn blood flies. Good God, they're everywhere. Ah, bugger. Eat it. Also eat this. Man, it's been a long time since I've run out of mana. Almost forgot how urgent it feels. So, that island also doesn't really have anything, but the oasis, I believe, is right there. Maybe not. But I think it's that one way in the distance there that starts the Guru quest, which we will get to once we reach Al Shadim. So we got a few episodes to wait for that.